What it do, YouTube? It's 420 Trader here, and we're gonna be talking about CGC and how they're gonna buy Acreage Holdings. Now, sorry for all my viewers and subscribers out there because I haven't posted in a while. I've been sick recently, and I'm recovering. I took days off just to rest, and now I'm back. So yeah, now that's out of the way, let's get back into this article. So this article is written by Thomas Frank, and let's get into it. The two companies have been in talks for about 2 weeks and were scheduled to speak on the phone Wednesday evening to finalize the agreement. Sources familiar with the matter told CNBC. Shares of Canopy rallied more than 10% in after-hours trading Wednesday following the news. Canadian cannabis giant Canopy Growth is close to a deal to purchase Acreage Holdings, the largest in a string of deals in the fast-growing industry. The two companies have been in talks for about 2 weeks and were scheduled to speak on the phone Wednesday evening to finalize the agreement. Sources familiar with the matter told CNBC Melissa Lee. Sources also told CNBC that Canopy had been looking at deals with other US-based operators in addition to Acreage. So they're probably looking at Green Thumb Industries. So what Melissa said over here on Twitter, breaking, Canopy is near a deal to buy Acreage Holdings. The companies were scheduled to hold a call tonight to finalize the deal. Acreage is not the only takeout target on Canopy's radar. Details on Fast Money, and yeah. So maybe they were looking at Ianthus, Green Thumbs, True Leaf, Curaleaf, Cresco. Well, I guess Cresco and Curaleaf would be too expensive for them. But yeah, I think they were looking at the smaller players like Green Thumb and Ianthus. Now, I don't mean small. Like, what I mean by small is like by market cap. So yeah, that's what I meant. So, shares went up 10%, and then Acreage Holdings, one of the largest vertically integrated multi-state cannabis operators in the U.S., has attracted attention on Wall Street in part thanks to John Boehner, former Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives and a director at the company. For its part, Canopy Growth remains one of the largest players in the burgeoning cannabis industry with a market cap of about $14 billion. Canopy has drawn attention for its partnership with Corona beer maker Constellation Brands. It's also announced plans to locate hemp operations in New York State with the help of a recent acquisition of cannabis research company EBU. In its most recent earnings report, Canopy said it sold 10,102 kilograms of pot and equivalents in the 3 months ended December 2018. It's also introduced new products such as oral sprays and pre-rolled joints made by its custom-built proprietary automated cannabis rolling machines. So, as of recently, Canopy has been the share price has been shooting up, so that's pretty good. And yeah, I feel like if the deal doesn't go through, then maybe they'll buy Ianthus or Green Thumbs. So there is an interview right here. We'll listen to it right now.
Moments ago, we reported that Canopy Growth is near a deal to buy Acreage Holdings. And the stocks you see there jumping across the board in the after-hour session. This adds to the flurry of deals we've already seen in this space. And of course, it is Weed Week on Fast Money, and we're going to keep the good times rolling, so to speak, with our next guest, who's not only an heir to the Jim Beam bourbon fortune, but also the founder and CEO of a booming cannabis company. Ben Kovler of Green Thumb Industries joins us now. Ben, great to have you with us.
Great. Thanks for being here.
First, what are your thoughts on this deal? I mean, this is a great day, I would think, for the multi-state operators, because the argument had always been that they are trading at a discount to their Canadian cousins because here it's not federally legal, and so it limits their options.
Yeah, this only reinforces what we've been talking about for so long, that the opportunity in cannabis is here in the U.S., and this is where the market is. This is a $50 to $80 billion industry where total market capitalization is still under $15 billion. So it's a really exciting time. And you can see that the U.S. is where the operators want to be. And it's not only Canadian cannabis operators, but it's food and beverage, alcohol, tobacco, CPG businesses that are studying the space.
So basically, they will find a way to get around the restrictions on their business in investing in a federally illegal business, is what you're thinking.
Everybody is studying it. In order to have success, you have to have access to capital, and it's about the cost of capital. And so we've built a business in the U.S. in limited license markets across the country where everybody else has been restricted from accessing. And so the tide is changing and the things are moving, and it's quite an exciting time.
You take a look at this deal in particular, though, in this space and what it means for you, and you see Constellation having a stake in Canopy, Canopy buying a multi-state operator. And do you think now that your options in terms of who you might combine with down the road, either it be sooner rather or later, has actually widened?
We have to see what the details of this deal are and exactly how it's structured and what it means for shareholders, what it means for the business. The way we look at things at GTI is through our lens and what's best for our shareholders and how we create value. So I'll be really interested to study the details of this.
Have you been approached by Canopy?
We are talking to lots of people in all kinds of sectors. The phone rings a lot. It's an exciting time in U.S. cannabis because this is where the opportunity is.
Okay, so in terms of where you think it's most promising, I mean, a lot of states are opening up. There are 33 states currently with some sort of legal marijuana program, whether it be recreational or medical. How do you look at licenses? Because, for instance, just because New York might legalize recreational, it might not be a market that could be profitable for you.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time studying it. Built the business 5 years ago, operating in limited license markets, starting in Illinois, Nevada, Massachusetts, Maryland, and now in Pennsylvania, Ohio, New Jersey, Connecticut, all of which are studying and figuring out how to legalize, tax, and regulate. Fundamentally, in the U.S., cannabis stands in the cross-section of the opioid epidemic that is killing people. Cannabis offers relief for that. And U.S. states that are bankrupt and need revenue. And cannabis is an opportunity for monstrous tax revenue.
Do you think that case is really being borne out in that California, for instance, last year, the amount of state tax revenue they brought in from cannabis was about a third of what had been projected, and that there's actually so much competition from the black market, which obviously doesn't have to pay overhead, they don't pay taxes or anything like that, that it's difficult for these businesses to thrive and to actually generate that tax revenue that states wanted to have.
So California is an anomaly, the oldest and biggest market, but if you look at Nevada with over 100 million, Colorado with over 100 million, and you're about to see what's going to happen in Massachusetts as adult use tax and regulate takes over, the dollars are very real. We're able to build schools and help communities.
How important is capital at this point? I mean, capital is very difficult to come by for this industry at this point. How important is capital in terms of being able to buy the licenses in the states that open up?
So part of our edge is able to win a license in a competitive application process. For example, New Jersey had 146 applicants last year. We finished second. So we're able to win a license, which is most accretive to our shareholders. That's everything we do. But we're studying the market for licenses and M&A. We've been very active in the M&A environment, and it's an exciting opportunity because we can get real synergies through acquisitions.
What do you think happens tomorrow with your stock? And I'm asking this in sort of a broader sense in that this deal will theoretically highlight the value or the discount that multi-state operators were trading at versus Canadian companies.
Yeah, we went public a year ago on that discount, knowing the opportunity is here. I think tomorrow is another step along the way of the U.S. investors starting to understand that the opportunity is in U.S. MSOs that are listed in Canada, but this is where the opportunity is. And so I think you see continued interest in the space.
Is your phone ringing as we speak?
No, not yet.
All right. Ben, thanks a lot for joining us. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. Ben Kovler of GTI, Green Thumb Industries.
What's interesting, quickly, I mean, Constellation Brands, I mean, you look at a stock that really troughed late last year, earlier this year. It's been off to the races since. I'm not suggesting it's their investment in the industry, but it's got something to do with it clearly. And to Ben's point, I mean, there are so many industries going to be disrupted. We talked about cosmetics, spirits, beer, the whole thing. It's not going away anytime soon.
Yeah.
All right, and that's it for that interview. So their phone line's ringing. So maybe another company that's not Canopy will acquire interest in Green Thumb's Industries. So my guess maybe either Aurora, Kronos, Afria, maybe even Tilray, but that's a wild guess for now. These are all speculations for now. So we'll see what the deal is like tomorrow, how it'll go through, what are the disclosures and everything. So as of right now, we do know they're in talks. So tomorrow morning, I guess they will have CGC will have a conference call for for their deal with Acreage Holdings, and they'll also have an interview, I think, on CNBC with both of the CEOs. So yeah, that will be an exciting day. Tomorrow we shall see a green day for Canopy, like every like marijuana company at this point, especially the US MSO, since they're getting a lot of attention now, and that um, players are seeking interest in acquiring these companies. So yeah, that is all I have to say for today. So make sure you like that video. Comment down below, what do you guys think about this deal? Will it go through or not? And share, subscribe if you haven't already. Oh yeah, and also since Canopy operates in Canada and they want to buy something that's federally illegal, so they might get delisted on TSX. So we'll see how it goes actually. So yeah, tomorrow I might make a new video about this, discussing about the details of the transactions and everything. So yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.